Hello and welcome. In this tutorial I will show you how to make this animation that I post on Instagram. So if you do not follow me on Instagram, you can follow me. You can find the link you see under the video on my video on YouTube, and you can go to the description, click on the plus button, and you have all the link where you can find me. So Instagram, it's there. So click on it and you can follow me on Instagram. So you will see my renders, and if you like a render like this one I put yesterday, you see NTVRT ask for if I can make a tutorial. You should make a tutorial on this, he asked. So I say yes, because if he didn't ask, I don't think I will make it, because it's not Cinema 4D tutorial. But because he asked, I think it's good idea, because I will show you the animation. As you can see, it's a long animation. It's a 500 frame, so it's a 20-second animation, and it took less than 1 hour to rendering. So it's very fast, and you see the result. It's very good. It's not very good result, but I will show you the my original one. I think is this one. Yeah, it's quite better. So you see, less than 1 hour to do that. It took to me less 5 or 10 minutes inside the software to do it. Then 1 hour, less than 1 hour for rendering. So you see, it's very fast, and at the end you've got a very good render. So for daily render, it's a very good thing you will know today. So I will show you how to do that. So first of all, like I said, it's not a Cinema 4D tutorial. It's a Mandelbulb 3D software I used. It's a fractal generator rendering. It's you make fractals and you can render it. So it's a free software. I will give you the link in the description to download. So you can download here for Windows or Mac, you see. So take Windows or Mac, the latest version, so it's 1.9, you see. So you take it. You also need a pack, light pack, so you can download it from there. I give you the link in the description as well. So check it, and it's pack 1, pack 2, and pack 3. You see, both 3 here. So download that, install it, and when you install, we go to Mandelbulb. So you got that, and this is Mandelbulb 3D. So I'm not going to explain all the parameters, because as you can see, there's a lot of tabs everywhere and so on. So I will go straight forward to the goal, to what we want to do. But or if you want, you can go to tuto.com. I made a complete guide where I explain everything for Mandelbulb. It's you see 3-hour tutorial. 3.5 tutorial, a minute. So it's very long, but you see, we make that. We see how to, for example, we are making this picture. You see a sphere, how to add reflection inside Mandelbulb, and so on. So it's very interesting tutorial, but it's in French. So, but you can still follow. You can watch what I do, how I do that. So it's interesting anyway. So you can check it. It's on tuto.com. I give you the link in the description as well. Tuto.com, you will find it. And that's all. So for this tutorial, we go there, and I will just explain how Mandelbulb works. So you've got that. It's a 2D, you see 2D picture for the moment, but if you click on calculate, it's doing that. So it's a Mandelbrot formula. And here it's called integer power. So integer power, you see, you've got, click on formula, formula tab pop up, formula 1, there is one formula, and it's called integer power. And if you calculate this formula with this setting here, 8 and minus 1, calculate, you got that. So I just will go to internet very fast, and you can go to Wikipedia here, And you see you've got the formula for making this one. So it's the same as we see in Mandelbulb in the software. So there is the formula, and with this, when this formula is applied, you got that. But if you change some value here, you see maybe X, you will get another result, and so on. So if you change Y here, you will get another result. So it's what we do here. We just change integer power here. You can change it from 2 to 8, so we can put 2 and calculate, and you see we've got another result. Put 4, you've got another result, and so on. Put 8 back, and you got your begin shape. You can play with this value as well. Put 0, you've got that. 1, you've got that, and so on. So this is how it works, and here we've only worked with one formula for the moment, but you can add, for the example, another formula. So you can go to Formula 2 tab here, FO2, and choose a random, I don't know, I choose a random, okay. So now we've got all these parameters for this formula, and let's click calculate, and we have that, you see. So you just have to keep doing that. There is a lot of formulas. You can see you can combine. So you can really do anything you want. But today we will do, I know the formulas that I used for this one. I remember which formula I used, so we will use it. So for the first formula, go to first formula, and select integer power, and you replace it by tetra, type tetra, and you have all the formula where there is tetra inside, you see, here in the list, and choose tetra vs2. It's this one. You see, a tetra vs2. Take this one, then go to formula 2, and choose Celtic. There is only one, so take it. It's a Celtic mode, it's called. So it's formula, the parameter is good rune, evil rune, mystic rune, heretic rune. And with that, let's see what we have. You see, we start getting the text structure. So you can go back to Formula 1 and maybe play with this value. Put, I don't know, maybe 2. Let's try. You see, we've got that. If I put 1, we are inside the fractal. Let's put 1.5. And we got that, and so on. So you just have to play with this parameter, and it will change the look of your fractal. Fold, maybe 1.5 as well. You see? 0.5. And we got that. So it's not hard to use, you see, it's, but then with experience you will know which one do what, you know, reduce what you will have for as result and so on, but it's not very important for the moment. So and I will add another formula. I will show you, so you can change the look of your fractal from there. So every time you change the value here, I put 1.2, it calculate, and you see, I got another result, but it's not very good way. It's not the best way. I think the best way is to go to Navigator here. So you got this window, and from there you can take, you see, Formula 1. So you got scale, min radius, fold, and so on. And it's the same as here. If I go to Formula 1, scale, radius, fold, scale variation and radius. You see, scale variation and so on. So it's the same parameters, but here you've got slider. You can, you see, move it and directly see what the result. So this way, I think it's faster and better to change the look of your fractal. So you can do it this way. And so here it's for Formula 1, so tetra vs2. But now if you want to change for the second formula, you can click here, Formula 2. Now you've got good rune, evil rune, and so on. It's the same here, good rune, evil rune, and so on. So good rune, if you change, you see, you can change the shape of the fractal as well, this way. So you can do it like that, and you can also simply go there and click put this slider all the way to this side, because if you maybe you are there, it will exchange, add or remove formula. That means formula 1, if when you will click mutate, it will exchange, add or remove. That means maybe it will remove this formula, but we want to keep the formula that we have here. So we don't want, so I will go this way, and I just want to change parameters. So it will change randomly these parameters everywhere, and make a result. So click, and you see we've got different results every time. So we've got your starting point, this parameter here, but it change the parameter, so it make a new shape. From this shape, it change the parameter again, so you've got that, and so on. So it's make like a tree. So maybe you like this one now, you see, you double click, now you start from there, and you see you've got another result. Now maybe you like this one, you can double click, you start from there, and so on. Okay? So let's say I like this one, right click, send to main editor. Now it's waiting for calculate, and we got it. Okay? So this is it for, this is how I find my parameters for the video I show you on Instagram. But I roughly remember the parameter that I used. So here it was 1.4. That it's let's say the default value here normally. For here something like 0.601, I think. So it's not very that, but we will have I think almost the same result. For the scale, it's I didn't use, and for this one I use this 0.889. Okay. For this one I use I think it's just minus 1 and 0 all the other value. You see, like that. And for the last one, I add another one. It's a random formula. I will show you random, type random, choose Amazing Random from the list, and it will randomize scale and mean R. So we got it R. You see, on the first formula we got scale, so it will randomize this value. So I go there, and scale, I keep it to the default. It's okay. I will make 10 iteration and 2 iteration count for this one. And for the other one, I will keep it as default. So now if I calculate, you see, I've got this, I will make it bigger, 720, unlock each keep aspect ratio, I uncheck, so I can make it square, and I calculate. So I've got that, and you can go to here, and go to Julia, enable Julia mode, and I just will keep the default, the setting like that. It's okay. And for there, just for checking, I think it's okay. Yeah, I will keep it like that. Now, because we enabled Julia mode here, we want to send the parameter, first, I will just import the parameters, and now go to Julia, enable. You see, we've got that, another result. I will put maybe 1 here, and I've got that, or maybe, why it's okay. And view to main, and make a render, and we got that. Now we can go back to the navigator, and we can maybe find a good spot for the render. So it's not, you see, like I said, it's not really the same. So maybe from there I will randomly, maybe if we have luck, we can find a better, so I don't want this one, not this one, maybe this one. I think we will use this one for the tutorial, it will be okay. So imagine you like this one, you can go there, calculate. No, I don't really like this one. So you see, you just have to keep changing and try to find something that you like. So let's say maybe, I don't know, this one. Okay, I think I don't going to spend so much time on that. I will take this one, so I send it to the main editor. Calculate. We've got that. Yeah, it's not too bad. You see, it's a big structure as well. It's not the same, but it's okay, I think. And you can change now the lighting. It will change the color of the fractal. So that's why we downloaded a color pack, so it's easy to do. You can, a light pack, I think, I guess. And you can take the first one and now just scroll down, you see, and change the color of your fractal. So keep scrolling down until you find a good color for your I think I will take a very simple one because I like it black and white like that. I will take that for the tutorial, it's okay. And that's all. So when it's done, you can go to Navigator, import everything, because as you can see here, we don't have the same picture, not the same lighting, and not the same parameters. So click on Parameters, Formula, and Light. So we get everything. You see now it's the same. This little square is this little square that we have here. So it's okay. And maybe I will increase the resolution to get better results. So before that I closed, and here I will click on height. You see, click height. So now you've got a bigger resolution. You can go back to the number that you want, and click calculate. It will be longer. You see, it's quite longer, but if I go back to 1.1, you see there is almost no noise, and so the quality is better. But it's what is it? It's preview, it's preset, because if you want to mess with for the render quality, you have to go to calculation and play with this value. You see, if I go to preview, up, the value changed, but if I make a render now, it's fast, but as you can see, I will go back to, I will put 100 so we can see it better. Calculate. So it's preview setting, but you see it's noisy here. There is some noise. You see noise everywhere. So it's not very good, but if you go to video, it will be better. So go back to 100. Calculate. It will be little bit better because number here changed. It's little bit longer to calculate, but we still got noise, but less. So keep, so that's why I click on height, and you will see the value here will change. Height, you see now it's 1.2 and so on. And go back to 100, and 1.1 like that, calculate. And now you see it's longer to calculate, but there is no noise, almost no noise at all, so it's better. You can, if you want more shadow, you can go to process, and you can enable hard shadow here. Enable it, click on calculate, it will calculate, and you see it's darker. So if you want it, you can add hard shadow from there. So imagine you like it, and now you want to make animation with that. So go to Navigator, import all the parameters, because we're changing everything. So import everything like that, click on this three button, and here for navigate, for moving the camera, you see, you can zoom in, zoom out, you can go left, go right, and so on. So to do that, you have to click here. If you click here, you go up, See, I move it up. Here I move it down. Move on the left. And move on the right. Here is for zoom in, zoom out. I zoom in, zoom out. And here is for you stay where you are, you stay here, but you can move your head, so look up. You look on the sky, you see. You can look down, but you keep your position. You are not moving the camera, but only rotating your head. You see, you are looking down and so on. And looking on what there is on the right and the left. Okay? And you can rotate also this way, you see, with this button, but so you can just click here and it will do that, but the easy way is to use the keyboard. You see, like that, and so you can do what you want. So in the shortcut, it's, you see, E, Q, and so on. Every time you have G, E for go up and so on, K, every time you got the shortcut. So, depending on your keyboard, you have to click on this little arrow. And if you have AZERTY keyboard, so click it. But if you have QWERTY, uncheck. And now you see to zoom in, it's W. With QWERTY keyboard, you have to press W to zoom in. But with AZERTY, it's Z. You see? So this is it. I will reset I will take it back this parameter, so parameters, formula light, and I will make it a bigger number here, like 700, 7,000, like that, and I think it's okay. Maybe change the field of view for the camera, and I will zoom out, so we can see the entire structure, you see. And from there, I add a keyframe. So click on this button. As you can see, it's recording this state. So in this frame, it's recording all the parameters and the camera position. So now it's waiting for a second frame. Not second frame, but keyframe, let's say. And you can change parameters. So if I maybe do that, you see now we've got that. And so we just change this value. Now it will interpolate from this first state to this value we change. So add another keyframe. And if we see, for a preview, what we have, you see, same deformation when I move the slider. So this is how you can animate any parameters inside Mandelbulb. This is it. So I'm not going to wait. I will wait, and you will see what we have. And from this frame to this frame, it's 50 frames. So it's 2 seconds if you render at 25 FPS. So you see it's finished to preview. So this is what we have like animation. So it's cool. I like it. I will keep it. But now from there, I don't want to stay there. I want maybe zoom in. Okay? So I will zoom in. And I add another keyframe. From there, I continue to zoom in. I add again keyframe. And then you can go everywhere you want, maybe look up. Yeah, add a keyframe. I will go down, maybe. So it's C. No, I don't think it's a good idea. I will go up. I will go there, I think. Go there, see what is it. So add a keyframe and zoom. So I'm not sure it's going to be a very good animation, but I think you get the point, I hope. And yeah, we can see what is it here, go down a little bit. And I will stop the animation here. So we've got that. For the last keyframe, so here you can scroll between keyframe, you see. For the last one, put it to 1, otherwise it will you see the last frame is this image, it will render it 50 times, so it's useless. So put 1 and so it's okay. And this is it. So I will make a preview just to show you what we have. I don't think I will make a render because you will see only the preview will take a while, like maybe 5 or 5 minutes, I think. But the render will be much longer, like 1 hour around that. But even for or maybe I will do it. I will do the render anyway. But you see, you have got your parameter like change here now, and now we start moving, we zoom in, and so from there we will go to there, to this one. So I wait until it's all loading, and I come back. Okay, so the preview is done. As you can see, we've got our animation there. So it looks like what we expected. You see transformation at the beginning, parameters, animation, then zoom, camera movement, and that is. So as you can see, it's very fast to get very good animation. So this one is not good because I make it very fast for the tutorial, you know. But if you spend a little bit more time, you can have a very good results. But like that, it's okay for me. Huh? It's okay. So when you are happy with your animation, you can render it, of course. So because this one is just a preview, you see it's a little GIF. So you can save it if you want, but I will exit. So you can go back to animation. Yes, animation. And from there you can render your animation. So if you think from there to there it's too slow, you can increase or decrease this value. If I put 100, now it will interpolate 100 frames from there to there. So animation at the end will be slower, but look slower. But if you want to make it faster, so put 25 now, from there to there it's 25 frames, so it will be faster and so on. So you can do that for each step. You see, between each keyframe you can do that. So you can manage that if you need it. Then make sure your here is the size of your animation is the right size. So 100 it's okay to me. And you can change camera interpolation movement. So you have linear or quadric. Quadric is quadric Bezier is a smooth movement. You see, from there to there it starts slowly, go fast, and go slowly, and so on. And linear, it's like that. It's go always the same speed. You see, something like that, it's linear movement. And so always the same speed. And so the default setting are good, so I will choose PNG and choose a folder. I go to my Mandelbulb folder, I will make a new folder, call it render, open it, and save. So it will record the animation there. Then you can save a loop animation if you need it. So it will render this way, you see, normal way. But at the end, it will render on playback function. So it will render on the opposite, you see, playback, and finish to the first frame. So it will be a looping animation, but it's kinda useless because you can easily do it in the render software, and it's faster to run in compositing software. So it's faster to render. You can just render this way, normal way, you see, normal render, and then in the composite software you can reverse the sequence. So, but if you don't have compositing software, of course you can use it. And you can save depth maps if you need it. I will take it to show you what we can do with it. So it's okay, and when you are done, you click start rendering, and it will start rendering the animation for you. So the first frame, you can check here how many time it takes for rendering. It's info, and it's 5 seconds per frame. So because I use a very good quality there, you see, I put on high setting. It's very good quality and quite large image. 1000. It's a big image already. So I will wait for that. Maybe it will take less 1 hour or less than 1 hour. We will see. So I cut the video and I come back when it's done. Okay, so the render just finished. As you can see, it just took 1 hour and a half to render 300 frames. So I said less than 1 hour because I was not talking about the same render. It was smaller size. You see here I made 720 by 720. It's for Instagram, so you don't need very good quality. But and maybe lower aussi calculation setting here, so that's why my render was faster. But even here for you see the 30 frame and this quality, it's very fast. 1 hour and a half for 300 frame, it's very fast. So I'm happy with that. And now we'll go to After Effects to see what we can do with in compositing software with that. So, and then I will share with you a useful link for if you want to learn more about Mandelbulb. I will share you a useful link to help you to progress. So, I go to After Effects now. I import my footage. So it's all that, you see, all the sequence. So there is 300 frames plus that buffer that we take. So I will take my, this one, import. So we've got that. I will press play to see what we have. So at the beginning, parameter animation, like I expected, and then camera animation, we go there, we look up, and then we finish around there, I think, yes. Okay, so it's not perfect, of course, I made tutorial quite fast, but I think it's good. We can import ZBuffer as well, so double click and import ZBuff. Import. So ZBuffer, it's a map like that. Everything what is close to the camera is white, and everything in the back is black. So here we don't have that much depth from there, but maybe if we scroll up, you see here there is almost no depth because everything is white, but there you can clearly see front of the camera is white, and then light gray and so on, much darker gray and black for the background. So we will use it to make depth of field, even if you can make it inside Mandelbulb 3D, but I didn't do it because it makes tutorials so longer, because you see it's that depth of field there, you can adjust it here. But yeah, like I said, there is so many settings, I can't explain everything here today. You see, for lighting, you have all this tab and so on, so it's very not complex software, because when you know, you will see it's very easy, but you have to learn it, you have to learn. So go back to After Effects and let's see. It's this one. there. I will drop my ZBuff here, under, or up first, and make maybe some adjustment. And maybe just add a effect. So my After Effect is in French, so if for you it's Lewell, for me it's Niveau. And we can adjust, you see, make the image much brighter or darker, you see. So I will just make it a little bit like that, and maybe like that. Okay. Let's see. Okay, it's so good to me. And let's see at the end. Yeah, I want pure white here. So I think I will keep it like that, and instead increasing this one. No, I will keep it by default. It's okay, I think. Okay. So to use that, I will put it below the, you see, the normal composition, the normal sequence, and I will add adjustment layer. Right click, new, choose adjustment layer, and here you just have to type depth and take depth of field, drag it. You choose the calc where there is a depth map, so it's a ZBuff. Choose it, and from there you want what you want to do, what you want to have in the focus. So I will put it here for the moment, and maybe here it's much white. So go back there, and you can just click here, choose here in the focus. Now if we look, nothing changed, but if I add some blur here, reduce, increase, you see in the back, it's starting to make, to be a blur. So this is the depth of field effect. If I go there, for example, you see, it's maybe too much. Okay, like that, it's fine. A bit more. Okay. So this is what we can do, and if you want to make like I did on, I show you on Instagram, you see this one, there is a glow effect, so we will add it. Not sure if it works with this one, but if you have a bright animation like this one, if you choose some other light, and so maybe it will work best for you, but I will show you how to do that. You just go there, and English people, you type glow, like that, okay? But for me, it's a lure, so L-U. And you will have this effect, you add it, and you see now light area might glow. So you can play with this value to make it stronger, increase the radius if you want, and you get that. So if I press play, you see it's too dark, so I will pause and adjust from there. So increase this value, and maybe decrease the radius like that, you see. And now if I press play, this is what we have. So it's slowly, because we had a depth of field effect, so now it's more calculation. So we will wait. Okay, so it's finished to cache it. So we've got that. So this is not too bad. There is only here, you see, we go through the wall. I will show you. Here it's okay, but here you see we go through this wall. It's not good. We have to go this way, and it's better, but it's okay. Look up. But it's okay, I will keep it like that. Glow, it's maybe too much for this one. I prefer without glow. and then render it. So that's all for the tutorial. I will just show you where few websites where you can find a resource. So first one, I think it's DeviantArt. You see DeviantArt. You type here Mandelbulb, and Mandelbulb 3D, and click search, and you will have a lot of you see render. But if you scroll, sometimes you can find tutorial. You see Mandelbulb tutorial and so on. Lot of you can find tutorial on YouTube, but most of them are on this website. It's mostly PDF. You have to read. Donc so voilà. And if you like, let's say a render. I don't know, maybe this one, you like it, click on it, and sometime, but often the time people share parameter. So here there is no parameter, but maybe, I don't know, if you like, maybe this one, maybe we will have parameters, no. But you can look, and sometime, you will have some parameter. So I'm unlucky because there is no parameter, but at least here there is not parameter, but there is formula that you use. So you can start from there. You can just put, if you want something similar, you come here and you see a box sphere offset 4D, so 4D. So you come there. I will reset everything here. Calculate. We start from scratch. You see. And I will reset or I will close Mandelbulb and open it again. So it's maybe not this right order, but it's at least it's this formula. So a box sphere offset 4D. So I type sphere and let's say sphere offset 4D. So I don't have this formula. I see it's this one. Maybe no, but I don't have the formula because no, it's not this one. So unlucky again. We don't have the formula. A box sphere offset 4D. Let's type a box just to see. Because you remember we download Lightpack, but you can also find extra formula. And I think I don't have it. This one I don't have it. Yeah. I see it there, you see. A box, sphere, offset, 4D. Okay. Then formula 2. You want rotate. And that's all. So type rotate. This one and calculate. So we've got that. We can go there, Julia off, put it on, calculate it again. We've got that, and then go to mutagen. Keep your formula, but change the value randomly. And you see you've got that. And if you play a long time, maybe with luck you can find something similar as we see in the DeviantArt website. You see, so it's for starting point, and you can take it. But I want to find parameters, so. No. Yeah, here we have parameter from Alteny, you see, and plus some tutorial. So very on this guy you will find very good tutorial every time. So select everything here from Mandelbulb to this bracket there, copy, go to Mandelbulb, go to open, click on from clipboard, and it will apply the parameter. Now just press calculate, and as you can see we've got this one. and we got it. So for learning, it's very good because now you just have to check. He used Manger 3 for that, then Amazing Box, then Folding Info, and he got that. So maybe you can go there and try to find a tweak. So press, and you see with this formula you can have this one, or you see, I will take this one and we will see what is it. I'm going to crash. No, it's okay. So anyway, you got that, and you can again change the lighting and make your own, you see, your own work from each setting. You see? So this is how you can do. So to import, you will find, here I'm not lucky, but on this website you will find parameter almost everywhere. No parameters. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe you like this one. You see, you found again parameters. So select it. From there to there, right click, copy, go there from clipboard. And here it's a big render, you see, but so it's longer. So we will wait, but we will have this one. We will have this one. And again, for learning, you want to go to formula and check how he did that. So he used this one with this setting, but settings are not important because you don't want to copy exactly the same. So at least remember the formula. Alternate with this one, Amazing Box, and this one Manger 3, and this one a Box Mod Kelly. So you see, it's a combo, like a combo. Now you know this one plus this, not plus, but alternate with this one and this one and this one. You got something like that at least. So this is how Mandelbulb works. During rendering, I will show you. You can go to Mandelbulb Maniac. It's Facebook group, and here every day you have something to do. You see a challenge. So for learning, it's very good as well. You admin or moderator ask to use, for example, here use this formula in this mode, and then you have to post your render. So it's cool. So do it if you want. Before join the group, of course, it's a group, Facebook group, so join it. You have to join from there. And then people, as you can see, share parameters. Here he say he do that. You can find Julius Hortus, I think it's the most famous artist in this in fractal domain. Here it's not Mandelbulb, but it's cool, very nice. So that is it. And inside this group, inside folder files, you will have some more light and a lot of parameters and tutorial as well. I think you have to search, but there are a lot of tutorial and help here. So definitely, if you want to learn more about Mandelbulb 3D, join this Facebook group. And so that's all. I think, like I said, if you want a complete guide, but in French, you can download this one. And so it's on tuto.com, and that's all. So let's see what we have in Mandelbulb. Yeah, you see, render is finished. So very good quality and very, very nice. So you can create very amazing stuff, as you can see with this software. That's why I made the tutorial. So sorry for my English accent, and I hope you understand something. And thanks for watching. Do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel, YouTube channel. Click on the subscribe button and like if you like the video. If you want more video on Mandelbulb, click on like button, so I know people like Mandelbulb and I can make more video about Mandelbulb. There is no problem. And so thanks again for watching, and I see you next time for a new tutorial. Bye bye!